Ladies and gentlemen, William Samoei Arap Ruto today presided over two major events at State House in Nairobi. Number one, he presided over the Kwanza Parliamentary Group meeting at State House. That was his third meeting with the parliamentary group of Kenya Kwanza. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta never bothered about parliamentary group meeting. For me, that's a good step by William Samoei Arap Ruto. Later on, number two, he presided over the swearing-in ceremony of the cabinet secretaries, which means moving forward, William Ruto now has his cabinet complete, and therefore he will blame nobody in case of failure to deliver to the promises he made to Kenyans. But Dennis Itumbi made a post explaining the details about the meeting with members of parliament. And if you ask me, I think the hustler nation should be worried. William Ruto has already told them to wait for 1 more year to lower the cost of living, something he promised to do immediately he drops the Bible after being sworn in. And of course, that was politics. Now, let us go to what Dennis Itumbi updated about the meeting today. You know, Dennis Itumbi is the spokesperson of the Hustler Nation. And I normally go by what he posts here. So far, he's not been appointed to any position, but he speaks for State House, because the other day, he explained that he was going through some files at State House and he saw the name of Mutahi Ngunyi's company, where he was being given 14 million weekly. So which means he has access to whatever is happening at State House. And maybe you would want me to talk about that 14 million, which Dennis Itumbi unearthed at State House. Maybe I'll go into it. Now, this is what Dennis Itumbi posted on his Facebook page, which is verified. UDAPG at State House. Cost of living, that's the first item, because that's the major issue facing Kenyans today. He's talking of number one, final details on 700 to 800 dams being worked on to be completed in a few weeks. Of course, I don't know how 800 dams will end up reducing the cost of living, but personally, I think these are avenue of stealing Kenyan money. I'm saying this because when Jubilee government took over in 2013, they focused on building of dams. Majority of those dams ended up being white elephants. In fact, Jubilee government spent billions and billions and billions of Kenyan money on dams and water pans across the country. Today, there's no specific dam you can credit to Jubilee which is already working. So I don't understand why we are going to have 700 more dams, but I want to give them the benefit of doubt. If these dams can help the people of the northern Kenya to have water to secure the country in terms of food security, for me, I don't have problem with that. My only worry is that they could be an avenue of mega scandals. Number two is saying that fertilizers already in circulation and more attacks cheaper, and maybe more at a cheaper price coming. So already I was seeing some images from farmers in Tharaka Nithi where they could not access this fertilizer. And today I was also watching Cherargei, Edwin Sifuna, and Kiambu Governor Wamatangi debating on TV. But there's a question which was being asked. If these fertilizers were released almost a month ago, why are they not reaching the farmers? And Edwin Sifuna, I remember asking a very simple question, that if the fertilizers are maize, supposed to lower the cost of living, why allocate it to Kiambu when we know that Kiambu is not known to produce really maize in large scale compared to, for example, a place like Trans Nzoia or maybe Bungoma, or maybe a place like Busia. But that's not what caught my attention in this Dennis Itumbi's post. What caught my attention, and this is where the Hustler Nation are going to really regret the power of their vote. There is an amendment which is being proposed at the NSSF, the National Social Security Fund amendment. William Ruto is suggesting that all stakeholders have agreed to do regulations under the old law, and the new rates will be published Friday morning. No longer 200 bob, but 6% of earning. And is quoting Ruto to having said that how can a whole organization save 350 billion in 60 years? We need to correct that. The implication of this is that William Ruto is going to tax Kenyans more than they are being taxed. Right now, if you check your payslip, you will find your NSSF contribution, I think it's around 200. If you are earning 100,000, you pay 200. If you are earning 10,000, you pay 200. Now, the implication of this is that if you check your slip, what you are earning today, once this will be passed, if you are earning 100,000, you will be parting with the 6,000 Kenya shillings every week, every month, courtesy of William Ruto and his appetite for tax. William Ruto is keen on raising funds, and these funds is going to raise them from Kenyans. There is no way you can convince a Kenyan who is earning 20,000 that you deduct 16% VAT, then you deduct another 6% in the name of NSSF. How is that possible? That's like you are deducting 16% plus 6%. That is 22% of someone's pay. You know, it really doesn't make sense. But this is something which is going to impose on hustlers. So if you are earning 10,000, expect 600 to be deducted from your pay once this regulation is actually implemented. And William Ruto is asking, how can a whole organization save 350 billion? You see, the original idea of NSSF was that you are supposed to contribute 200 for the duration you'll be working. That will turn out to be your savings, because I think the employer also contributes a similar amount. So once you retire, you can access that funds. There are so many retirees who cannot access these funds because majority of the funds are actually spent on daily to day running of NSSF. So why would Ruto target hustlers with this? And it's also saying that we will launch the Hustlers Fund in December. Of course, William Ruto has stated that the Hustlers Funds will be launched in December on 1st, which is good. But you see, when he was campaigning, he told the Hustler Nation that these funds will be available to them tax-free, interest-free. So that we were asking hustlers, how do you expect the government to just give you money? That way when Mama Mboga you are selling in Kibuye, or you are selling next year where I stay here, and then someone will just come and give you 30,000. It can't happen. So it's going to be turned into a fund, similar like youth funds, similar like those Uwezo funds. Basically, you are going to be loaned money. I would have expected William Ruto to organize something to the effect that you are given 100,000 as a hustler, you don't return it, then you use it to change your life. The Kenyan I know, with their saving culture, most of them will default. What will be the measures in cases of default? They'll come for your properties. But let us give this particular Hustlers Fund the benefit of doubt. But for me, no. And also it's going how to collect revenue. So William Ruto is quoted, we are collecting 4% of our GDP South Africa is collecting 11%, and Rwanda 8%, some other countries at 40%. So basically, William Ruto is going to propose strict measures on collecting taxes. So maybe we should expect more taxes to be introduced. And Itumbi is saying here, which is important, that so many people, including myself, live in freehold pieces of lands and we pay nothing, yet we have roads and water. So basically, water and roads, which the government is supposed to provide you for free because you already pay fuel levy, you already pay sewage and the rest, is telling you that these lands are going to be taxed. Remember, already landlords are being targeted. So if you are staying somewhere and there's a road to your place, which you've already paid through taxes to fuel, then you expect William Ruto to tax land. So which means the cost of living, if you're staying in someone's house and you're paying 500 and it's being taxed, what it will mean is that he's going to extend that to you. So it's going to increase the rent for you. So for me, it's going to be very difficult. If you're a hustler doing business in some stall somewhere, the owner is not paying a tax for those lands because that has not been the case. Now those taxes are being introduced because a road is passing across there and you have a building there, you have your stall there. The guy is going to increase for you the cost. So basically the cost of doing business in this country, the taxes, the tax burden, because Kenyans are basically the highest taxed individuals in this country. So as a hustler who voted to punish Uhuru Kenyatta, and a hustler who voted to punish Raila Odinga, and a hustler who expected to have free ride, free money, tighten your belt, it's not going to be easy moving forward. It's not good news. This is serious news because it's coming from Dennis Itumbi himself, who was present at that particular meeting. I don't know what you think, but let us wait and see how things are going to unfold. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.